then we'll go on yours now here too.
All right, so here we are. Oh, I'm trying to reconnect.
Bear with us.
It looks like.
Yeah, give it a sec here.
It appears as though we are on Facebook Live. We're on Deena Rabideau's page, Jim Kuckie's page, and my page. If you haven't already seen us, this is our second interview in a week. So last week we interviewed Jim from Coyote Canyon because we were just curious as to how Jim was going to handle his business. And it was so much fun. Instead of doing this once a month, we decided to do this once a week. So Thursday will be like a small business Thursday in the coming weeks. So be on the lookout for our pages and stay tuned. Follow the page if you haven't already, and you'll see these interviews. To us, small business is the backbone of Kankakee County. So it's going to do us some good as small business owners to learn from people who have been around for a long time, which is why we picked out Deena from the Village Pub. What's your experience?
Oh man, so I've known Deena. I got a little funny story because one of my first entrepreneurial moves as a teenager almost was in DJing, and then when I turned 21 and actually got kind of out into the bar scene and starting to learn people out in the community, Deena, which we'll bring out here in just a moment, I had the pleasure of meeting with. Some of my family had known her just a little bit and needed a DJ at a bar called Our Bar back in the day. And that was one of my first experiences actually doing business with Deena and becoming more from an acquaintance to you know, doing a transaction with her, and then throughout the years been able to get to know her as a person. So this is really exciting for me to kind of hear some of the behind the scenes and the story of what led to Deena's success, because you know, over 10 years ago, not that I had a part to do with it, I think the night that I DJ'd really like made a big difference in her business, but it was fun, real fun.
I got a couple good stories too. I mean, I grew up right here in Bradley. My grandma and grandpa had a house right down on Wabash across from Bradley Central, and when I was 8, 9 years old, back in the mid-'80s, if I stayed the night over there, I would get up, my grandpa would get up about the same time, he would watch The Price is Right. This was his routine. Every single day he would watch The Price is Right with no socks on. Once The Price is Right was over, he would put one sock on, one shoe on, one shoe on, and he would walk right on down here to where we're standing. Back in the day, this place was called Little Pete's. There's some still originality here. I'm going to take you guys around later on to show you guys what's still original here, since it was Little Pete's. But I was also a bouncer here. I think my first bouncing job was right here at the Village Pub. I just brought the idea up to Deena, and she thought it was great, so we went with it. And it started off a string of bouncing jobs for me, but those days are way behind me. But we're going to get some insight from a girl who's been in business for herself for over 15 years. So she's been around for a long time, and I want to find out what led to her success. Without further ado, let's bring out Deena Rabideau.
Woo!
Yeah.
A round of applause for our guest star. Hey, for you guys that are joining us on Facebook, thanks again for joining the live stream. If you think any of this information is valuable, share the stream. Or if you know other people that want to know more about this beautiful lady right here, share these streams.
Keep on sharing. So let's talk about how you developed this business mindset. Did you kind of grow up around it, or what led to this business mindset to get you to where you are today?
I have to contribute that to my father, definitely.
Okay, he was in business for himself.
Yes.
And you did some work for him. What kind of work did you do for him?
I ran his office at 95th and Western for almost 2 years.
How old were you at that point?
Oh, 18.
So you started young.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now I'm not going to ask as far as age goes. We don't want to tell like how old a woman is typically, but so we're here in Village Pub. Now, you know, we're not going to get into all the details, but let the viewers know, how many other businesses, what other things do you have going on? I mean, you've been in business for quite some time, obviously.
Yeah, and you've grown this.
Yes,
So let's talk about how you grew your business.
At one point I had 3 bars by myself. I've always had a partner at Status Salon, which is Natalie Williams. Props to Natalie, she's amazing. At one point I sold everything except Village Pub, and I was so happy. And then I had a couple of friends approach me about helping them out, you know, being a partner with them, and I obliged. So now I'm back to 3 and 2 salons still.
Oh, wow.
Okay, because I have a hard enough time running one fitness center, and I think it would be really hard to even run 2 and 3 where I'm at right now. So how do you go from running one business to 5 businesses? How do you juggle all of that?
Great people, great employees, great managers, great partners. It's all about the people.
I mean, are they already
people
good?
I surround myself with.
Do you train them the way you want them to work, or are they just kind of, you get lucky and they're just already great when you hire them?
Well, Natalie, you know, the first couple years, yeah, she consulted all the time with me. You know, I was hands-on with her. But the last 8, I mean, she's just been doing it
non-stop. Yeah, she's always hustling.
Nick is brilliant. He don't need me for much except, you know, pay the bills, do some orders. keep them in line.
Behind every good guy, there is a female behind it at some point, somewhere, helping out.
And Gigi was my employee for probably 6 or 7 years. So she watched me, and every day I tell her, man, I could tell you were paying attention. She was paying attention to everything I did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And so when you went from the Village Pub to your second business, what made you decide that you were ready to take on a second business, or did you just feel like it was something you were prepared for?
I went from Village Pub to Status Salon. I had done nails previously for over 10 years in Peatone, my mom and dad's tanning salon. They were selling it. I needed a place. I wanted to come out here because Peatone was too far. So I had found a spot. It didn't work out. I'm like, I'm just going to open my own.
Yeah.
And Natalie Williams had done my hair, and she said, let's be partners. And I said, that's perfect.
Wow.
And here we are.
What a great connection.
13 years later.
Okay, so have you ever had a normal job, like outside of having your own business? What kind of places have you worked at?
My first job was at JR's Chicken on West Station, which is no longer there. I worked at Arby's for quite a while. I had a wonderful manager there. Her name was Terry.
All right. Now, working at places
Rave,
like
I
JR's,
worked at Rave.
say you're working at, I remember that. Say you're working at JR's Chicken and Arby's. There's skills that you can pick up in those jobs. You might not like your job at McDonald's or wherever you're at, but there's skills you can pick up that even CEOs should know. So what kind of skills do you think you picked up from JR's Chicken and Arby's that, I mean, you pay attention to detail, that's for sure, but what else do you think there is?
The customer's the most important thing. They're not coming through the door. You know.
And you waited tables at the Sirloin Stockade?
Oh, I did. I corporate trained for Sirloin Stockade. I got a lot of experience there. I traveled a lot of places, and I trained staff on every aspect of it.
So no matter what job you have, every experience you have has led to what you know now and how you run the business today.
Yes.
So how's that look in like your daily rhythm? You know, so you've had years in other jobs, you've had your own businesses, you've been through lots of transitions, you've been through tons of people, I'm sure. After all that comes said and done, today you still have to wake up and you have a handful of businesses around.
Yep.
What's the day in the life of Deena kind of look like? What happens when you wake up?
Well, one of the most important things is routine, organization, and great people. I have partnered myself with some really exceptional people.
Yeah. Well, and a follow-up question to that routine, you know, like I want to know, what are some of those details? What do you wake up? What do you eat? How long are you sleeping?
I eat
who are you
coffee.
surrounding yourself with? You know, like those are the things some of these viewers want to know too. Coffee?
Lots of water.
You need to survive. You don't necessarily need a ton.
My number one job is my son. That's my main focus every day. This always comes second. But I get up and I know what I got to do that day. I do the same thing every day, all the time, in each place. I know when the schedule has to be done, when the bills need to be paid, when the orders got to be done. It's a routine. Do the same thing.
At every single location. So that's what you keep charge of.
Yep.
Wow. And then you got to have people in place so you can take care of what you need to take care of.
Yes.
You know, say that's the 5% you need to take care of to grow your business. Let everybody else do the 95%, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah. You know, one thing I learned when I was doing nails, and I learned from the guy who always, Tammy Taylor is the product I used to use, and she said, if somebody else can do it at 50% of what you can do, let them try to do it. Let them do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they can't be everywhere at once.
I'm sure you've had your frustrations too. Had a couple of talks.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sure.
Good stuff.
And with that, so like if you're going to all these different ones now, is your role in each one pretty similar? You know, like your responsibilities in Villages is similar to what you're doing in the other businesses?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You know, you're the organizer.
Yeah. I have a wonderful manager at Village Pub. Her name is Allie Ford. She's been with me for 13 years.
Love Allie. Yeah. Hey Allie, if you're watching this.
She's never leaving me. But other than that, yeah, and Gigi does her part, Nick does his part, Natalie does way more than her part, and you know, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's fortunate to have the people around you. That's something that I've known in our business.
Okay, that's good. So we can come back for quick. You want to take a little tour of the place real quick?
So really quick, if we're going to grab these phones, let's give a shout out to some viewers here. Deena, you want to say hello to some of your people that are on there? Who do we got on here? Richie, Lil, what's happening? Hey guys.
Joe Nugent's watching. Oh boy, Joe Nugent's. While we're at the Village Pub, Joe, stop by for a drink. So we still got some, those are the original counters. If you guys were here back in the Little Pete's days, those are the original counters that Little Pete had.
Tammy Granby says hello.
That's what it, so it still looks the same.
Hello. Hi, Tammy.
The bar's new.
Tammy does.
So yeah, let's go with Mike. Mike's a good tour guide here. Listen to Mike's dialogue.
Yeah, look how it just looks sweet back there. So look how good it looks. You guys have all been in the Village. If you've been in the Village yet, you got to stop by. So there's how that looks. Let me turn this around real quick.
Oh yeah, we could do these. We're getting good with some of the cameras.
So come by here. Deena, what's the best time to come here throughout the day or the week?
All day.
All day.
All day. When the bartender's taking your money.
That's the original countertop. What about that freezer? That was here back in the day, wasn't it?
Nope.
Oh, that's new too? Okay.
It's a few years old.
And here's the bar she redid. What year did you have this bar redone?
Just a few months ago.
And new chairs too and everything, huh? A few months ago?
Yep.
That's it. So you keep on top of this place.
Yeah.
Wow. It does look shiny. It looks nice and shiny up there. So come check out the Village Pub.
So check this out. We'll give you a shot. They got an outside patio too. You get some.
They got some game in here. Yeah. Nonetheless, I'm just going to come back here. And I want to get some words of wisdom from. I'm going to cut this out about 15, 20 minutes where we're at now. We'll get the words of wisdom from Deena.
Yeah, so in this next part, we want to get some of the words of wisdom from Deena. What are some of the things that she would recommend to business owners that are just starting out? Maybe you've been in business for a long time. Let's see what kind of good advice she can give to us.
Yeah. How's that looking?
So we can learn from her mistakes,
So
save us
words
a little
of
time
wisdom.
and money.
Maybe step over here, Deena. You got those three on.
Hey Jane, what's happening? Jane Williams, Brias?
Braised.
Braise?
That's my mama Jane.
Oh, what's happening? That's
Yeah,
awesome
there we
that your
go.
mom is on.
Let me just say,
Oh.
Spa Remedy, Fit Body You, great places to go. I go to Spa Remedy all the time for my
Yeah.
facials and my micros.
And she'll stop by Fit Body when the time
Yes.
comes. Nonetheless, some words of
When I want to
wisdom.
lose some weight
Yeah.
or get muscle.
So you've been around 15 years. Let's talk about what has been some of the ups, some of the downs, and some words of wisdom, what you can give to maybe a new business owner or somebody looking to go into business for himself.
Stay organized, persevere, don't give up, surround yourself with good people.
Man, that comes up a lot,
And-
the people.
Yeah, and you have to be stern. Like, you can't be afraid, and people can't hold you hostage. If you need to let someone go, you just have to let them go. That's just the way it is, you know. And eventually, you're gonna get the right crew.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys have learned that as well from some of your dealings.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I've learned a lot in my past few years. So,
Yeah.
yeah, good stuff there. What do you got for us?
Man, I think that's a pretty good nugget.
Yeah, good wrap up.
You know, I know for someone just starting in business, good advice. Would you change any of that advice for somebody that's been in business for 10 years that just has been stagnant?
Oh, stagnant, complacent. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, I'm always learning, I'm always reading, I'm always researching, I'm always thinking of something different. I've tried it all, and sometimes you might try it 5 years later, revisit it, because it'll work then. It's just when it's going to hit. Just keep learning, keep trying to figure things out, look at other people's stuff that are outside of your area. You know, just try to be creative.
What kind of
You
things
got
do
to
you
keep
read?
it fresh.
What kind of things do you read?
I read the ILVA. It's like there's 2 magazines that come out,
Yeah.
and now I'm giving away all my secrets.
Yeah. Oh, every single one.
I read through both
Tell
of
'em
them
good luck.
every month. I read them all. I'm
Really
online.
great
I'm
stuff.
searching.
Yeah.
I like every brand.
What do you search for online?
New cocktails, new innovative things. Like, we have a happy half hour. I read that in a magazine 2 years ago, a year ago, and I thought it was just the neatest thing, so I did it.
Just
And,
quick half hour. Good.
So I want to make sure that I'm learning and I'm reading and I'm trying to implement it, and so far it's working.
Okay, always study what's in your industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Okay, well, if you have any suggestions as to who you want to hear interviewed, leave some comments. This is week number 2. We did Jim last week, got Deena this week. We got the next 5 or 6 weeks planned, so stay tuned on Thursdays to Jim's page and my page, and start following if you haven't already, because more of these interviews are coming your way.
And if you guys want to hear more about Deena's story, follow her on her Facebook page. And then if you want to see her back in a few more weeks after we get
Yeah.
through our lineup that's already planned and being one of her other businesses,
Just say something.
put in the comments. We'd love to
Just
hear
say
it. We
something.
appreciate your guys' feedback. And I hope you guys have a great day. Deena, what do you got for the crowd?
Thank you. Thank
right,
you for your
guys.
support.
Good stuff. Thanks for watching. Cool. I think people loved it. We were getting all kinds of chimes.
Did
man.
you love it? Ask them. Yeah, you loved it.
They, of course, loved it. They want to see more of it.